So I don't know the limits to this yet, but like if somebody has a mood or a personality disorder, or they can't dance around you, it's 100% your fault. If you understand what it means to dance, or if you understand what it means to have a healthy personality, to be like psychologically well, if you really understand that to the same degree that like somebody that really gets dancing, right? There's shallow and stupid ways to understand dance, and then there's like deep and profound ways to understand dance, right? And it's the same thing for personality. So if you understand personality in a deep and profound way, which is personality is the interaction between two people, right? Personality is a relational dynamic. So if somebody has a personality disorder around you, it means that you don't know how to be a person there. And if somebody can't dance with you, it means you don't know how to dance, because dance is a response to the world, right? It's a response, like dancing is a response to the music, or dancing is a response to the other person. Dancing is a movement. It's an appropriate response with appropriate timing, with appropriate relationships with itself and other people. Like, that's what it means to dance. And if you're off beat, if you're not on rhythm with your partner, if you're not on rhythm with the sound, if you're not on rhythm with the choreography, if you're not on rhythm with the inside of your own body, then that's not dancing. It's like where you don't know how to dance. It's not happening. It's not working. You don't know how to do it. And so like if somebody has a personality disorder, around you, like if something goes south around you or in your vicinity, that's the two people there, like everyone involved has the personality disorder. Like, it's where you can't dance. You don't actually know how to be a person. So since you don't know how to be a person there, then you can't respond appropriately to the other person. The other person has a range that's beyond you. Their tempo is too complex. It's too, something's just off. You don't know how to move. You don't know how to respond appropriately to it. And so it makes it look like the other person has a personality disorder. Like of various sorts. If you know how to respond appropriately to it, if you know how to be a person there, if you know how to dance, if you've like figured out that tempo, if you've consciously experienced that rhythm, then you know the appropriate response, and then the personhood happens to both people. Just like if two people are dancing, it's only dancing if both people are doing it. One person can't be really good at dancing and the other person not, and say like, oh, I'm good at dancing and you're not, because the dancing is a relational aspect. It's like, no, you actually lack right there. You're not responding appropriately to that. It's exactly identical to not responding appropriately to a song. Just keep saying the same thing over and over again, but like that's the onus of how to take like responsibility and like what's happening, because it's like in any relate, like it's an interplay, it's a response, it's a dynamic. So like when you encounter people, like be it politicians or friends or random people and all that, and you go, oh, they have it's like they are objectively moving in a particular way, and the thing that makes that good or bad is your response to it. It's like the music is playing a particular tempo, and the thing that makes your dance or your response or your enjoyment is if you're moving with it. And obviously there's like extreme circumstances of like getting shot in the leg or the head, or I don't know, whatever levels of abuse. But a lot of the times there's control. Like a lot of the times things are playing at an intensity where it's like we dance. Like if the intensity gets too crazy to where you can't dance because you've been shoved too hard or whatever, that's maybe a different thing. Like maybe that's where you can't go, oh, we take responsibility. It's like, yeah, like a loss of free will, right? Where there's a loss of free will, obviously that's not dancing, so the responsibility and the onus is a little bit different. If somebody removes somebody else's like ability to move, right? Like if somebody removes your ability to dance, that's different than somebody who is just somebody who you don't feel you are able to dance with. So that's I mean, and then even I guess higher and higher, you could take more and more responsibility. But there's some line there, right, where you don't want to victim shame or be like, oh yeah, well there's no such thing as a personality disorder. That person's not actually screwed up. I'm screwed up. Oh, it's like, well, you know, if you've adopted that retarded definition of person, then you could argue against this. If you were a retard, you could disagree with me. That's possible. People could choose to be retarded. It's definitely possible. I've seen it happen with my own eyes.